heading down to the sap tanks. We're just a few days in from gathering sap. The temperatures have been pretty good, but they've mostly been above freezing the last few days. And sap doesn't run when it's always above freezing, so it's got to be below freezing at night. The sap in the tree goes down into the roots of the tree, into the ground, and then when it's warm, it brings the sap up from the ground. The tree is trying to get that energy, pulls that sap through the roots up into the trunk of the tree, and that's where the sap would come out through the spigots, through the taps. This is a 500-gallon tank. Looks like we might have, I don't know, maybe 110 gallons in there. Once this tank fills up, this is a 130-gallon tank. We'll fill that one up, and this is a 1,000-gallon tank. But we're going to start with this one, and we're not quite there yet. Part of getting prepared for sugaring is making sure that your evaporator and your boiling pans are in good shape, ready to go. Last year, towards the middle of our boil, we ended up kind of burning through some of the insulation that was separating this pan right here with this pan. These are the warming pans, and this is the boiling pan. So this is the basin for where the fire or the wood goes in order to maintain a real hot surface for boiling the sap. The insulation burned through. We kept replacing it, but the insulation we had just wasn't strong enough to keep this from charring up a little bit. Now it's not on the inside of the pan, so it hasn't impacted that, but nonetheless, we have to clean this up, get better insulation for in between these pans before we put that pan back on. There's the pan there that'll go on. But other than that, we're gonna test the blower, make sure the blower is working correctly. We're gonna get the pans all cleaned out, which will happen later today or tomorrow. And then reinstall the pan once the new insulation is put around. We also have to secure up some of these bricks. You always want to do that before you start your boil. You want to make sure your bricks are nice and secure. So we're going to work on that this week, preparing to start our boil next weekend.
So I'm currently taking a birch slab, that's what it is, and turning it into this bench. This one has metal legs. I have to change them out because they're not far apart enough. I'm gonna make some more legs for that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take this bench, this slab. I already have one side of the bark cut off. I still have to do this side. So I'm just gonna hammer it off. Just hammer and chisel it off. Then sand it. And then get some legs going for it. The legs that I'm switching out. I cut these down to 12 inches wide by about 15 3/4. This one's going to be the same, and I'm going to switch out the legs for that, and I'm going to do the exact same thing of these with another piece that I grabbed from out there for that one.